I want to talk today about something that I've struggled with for a couple of years and something I still struggle with a little bit, but I'm going to show you some avenues and give you some ideas about how I've been able to overcome this idea of always being busy. I believe that our society has convinced us that it's important for us to always be busy. We've convinced college students, we've convinced business people, we've convinced a lot of people that the busier your schedule is, the more important you are, the more important you feel. And that's just not true. We can't believe that lie anymore. We have to understand that being able to rest and being able to have time to ourselves is actually a healthy thing for all of us. And so many times we believe that sleep deprivation is a good thing because we're busy and all these things are going on, but to be honest, that doesn't help us. That makes us more unhealthy, and that's not a good place for any of us to be in. And don't hear me wrong, I believe that we should chase our dreams and I believe that we should work hard, but I'm saying that we shouldn't be as busy as some of us think that we should be, because it's just not okay. There's nothing wrong with having a packed schedule, but we have to figure out ways to be healthier in that. Instead of always being on the go, always being busy, we have to find time to rest for ourselves so that we can be a healthy person. It was really easy for me when I came into college to always fill my schedule. I came from high school where baseball took a lot of time. We were practicing a couple hours every single day. And I came into college and I wanted to have things going on all the time so that I felt important, so that I was, the one doing the cool things, the one traveling and doing all these amazing things. But I always had my schedule so packed, and that really affected my sleep. And that really affected how I interacted with people, and it just affected me on my health, and it wasn't necessarily the best thing for me, and I had to learn that I had to stop being so busy. I believe telling people that I had meeting after meeting or homework assignment after homework assignment was making me look good. It made me look like I was important. It made me look like I was busy, like there was always something going on, but honestly, it wasn't worth it. And I don't think anyone even wants to hear you always say, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. That's not a fun thing to hear, and no one actually really cares, is what I've learned. And I had to learn myself that it's okay to have time. It's okay to be yourself and to have time to yourself. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of things in life to be doing. There's a lot of business. In college, I have a lot of different things that I do. I have assignments and I have schoolwork, but I also have extracurricular stuff that I like to do, whether it's hanging out with friends or whether that's a job or doing whatever I can to be around people. Or in high school, you have sports or you have band practice or dance practice or whatever on top of school and on top of work. Or if you're working or if you're married, you know what all of this stuff is like to be busy and always have stuff going on. But it's important for us to know, and I'm going to give a couple of different ideas that I've had to learn so that I could not be as busy. And one of the biggest things that I had to learn was that I just simply had to slow. I had so many different things going on that I was losing healthy relationships. I was losing health in myself. I was always tired. I was always sleep deprived. I would stay up to do homework because I had something else going on and I had this going on. And I simply had to learn to slow down. It was like the world was spinning 100 times faster than it already is. And it was just crazy to me. My life was insane, but it was because I tried to fill my schedule with so many different things so that I could feel like I was important, so I could feel like I was the guy doing all the cool stuff. And I had to learn that it's okay to simply slow down. And it's okay for you. And I know that we have things that we have to continue to do in life, but slowing down is something that we can all do. And number two is that feeling and looking important will actually drain you. A lot of times we strive to be the guy. We strive to be important. We strive to do the cool things that no one else is doing. But at the end of the day, sometimes that's going to drain you. It's going to drain you, kind of like I've talked about. You might lose relationships. You might lose people in your life. You might lose sleep. You might lose health. There's so much that goes into this idea of trying to feel important, and it's actually going to drain you, even though you might think that it's going to be something that's going to build you up. But that's something that I had to learn, was as I was trying to build myself up, I was actually draining myself to a point where I had to slow down and do something about that. And number three is that busyness makes us lose sight of the present, because we're so focused on doing this and doing this so much that we actually end up losing sight of where we are. We lose sight of the people that are around us. We lose sight of the time in life that we're in, the season of life that we're in. I'm about to graduate college, and there's so many things I wish I would have done different so that I can enjoy the people around me and enjoy this experience more, but I was simply too busy to enjoy it. And this is sad. We strive for the future, and that's okay. It's okay to dream and to say, hey, I want to be here in a couple of years and I want to be there in a couple of years. But if that's stopping us from enjoying our present, then we might need to take a step back and slow down and understand that people are more important. The time that we're in right now can be more important too. We have to learn to say no to the small things and say yes to the important things. It's so easy for all of us to fill our schedule just to make us look important, just to make us feel important. But at the end of the day, when we say yes to the important things, that frees up our schedule and gets rid of all the small things in our lives. And it helps us because when we say no to the small things, it frees up our schedule to spend time with people and to maintain our health and to just ultimately feel better instead of always being drained because we feel like we always have to be doing something. And I want to just give you all these tips that I had to learn the hard way, really, because I was always trying to feel important. I was always trying to do things that made me look busy and made me look cool or whatever, but I had to learn to slow down and say, hey, I'm not going to be as busy as I used to be, because I want to enjoy life. I want to enjoy the people around me, and I want to be healthy as a person instead of always being deprived of just the craziness, the busyness of life. So I hope that gives you a little bit of help and a little bit of something that you can take home and apply to your life. It's not always the easiest thing to say no to things, but I will tell you that it is important and it does pay off in the end. Thanks, guys.